To commemorate the 30th anniversary of Ayrton Senna's tragic death during the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix, we revisit an interview from 2014 where Alain Prost, Senna's once fierce rival, reflects on how their relationship evolved for the better after his retirement from Formula One. "I'm not going to celebrate like some people that it's 20 years on," says Prost, referring to the anniversary of Senna's fatal accident at Imola on May 1, 1994. "I can answer these questions about him, no problem. He was an exceptional guy, but I just don't see it the same way as the other guys do." To grasp the depth of Prost's sentiment, it's essential to understand the history of their rivalry, which stands as one of the greatest in Formula One history. The rivalry began in earnest when Prost and Senna became teammates at Mclaren in 1988. Their intense competition was evident from the start, with Senna aggressively pushing Prost toward the pit wall at Estoril. This move led Prost to admit, "Sometimes I admit I was frightened by him. He was prepared to do anything." The tension between them only grew, particularly after the controversial events at the 1989 San Marino Grand Prix. During the restart after Gerhard Berger's fiery crash, Senna overtook Prost on the approach to Tosa, violating what Prost believed was an agreement not to pass each other at that spot. Senna, however, insisted that the move was completed before the corner and therefore did not breach their agreement. This incident deepened the rift between the two, setting the stage for further clashes, including their infamous collisions at Suzuka in 1989 and 1990. These incidents not only tarnished their reputations but also changed the nature of Formula One racing, as both drivers pushed the boundaries in their quest for victory. Both Prost and Senna felt wronged by these events. Senna believed the FIA manipulated the 1989 title in Prost's favor, while Prost questioned Senna's ethics and even his sanity. Their animosity continued until Prost retired after winning the 1993 championship with Williams. Remarkably, after Prost's retirement, the two men who had been bitter enemies became close friends. This transformation was extraordinary, especially considering that Senna had often refused even to refer to Prost by name during their rivalry. Reflecting on their relationship, Prost says, "I don't keep the bad moments or any bad souvenirs in my mind about him. I keep the last 6 months of his life in mind. That's when I knew Ayrton much more than ever before. He was a completely different person. I understood who he was and why he was acting sometimes." Prost's perspective shifted dramatically as he came to realize that Senna's intense focus on beating him was not just a competitive drive but almost an obsession. He recalls how, after their final race together in Australia in 1993, Senna's demeanor changed immediately after Prost announced his retirement. Senna, who had just won the race, insisted that Prost join him on the top step of the podium, symbolizing a newfound respect and camaraderie. This memory of their friendship in the months before Senna's death is what Prost holds on to today. He remembers their post-retirement conversations fondly, noting the irony that much of their discussions revolved around improving car and circuit safety, a topic tragically underscored by the events at Imola in 1994. "Near the end, when we were close, it was very strange because we would talk about the bad safety and this kind of thing," Prost recalls. "He would ask me many times to take the lead of the GPDA, and I said no. We had some very private discussions together around this time. It was very strange." Prost cherishes the memory of these conversations, especially the final ones they had before that fateful race weekend at Imola. He remembers how Senna sought him out several times, both on Saturday and on the morning of the race, to discuss safety concerns and his unease about the legality of the Benetton cars. Prost also recalls the poignant radio message Senna sent during practice, where he said, "A special hello to my dear friend Alain. We all miss you, Alain." As Prost reflects on these final interactions, he describes them as "very weird," a sentiment that underscores the tragic irony of Senna's concerns about safety in the days leading up to his death. The relationship between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost is a testament to the complex nature of human rivalry and friendship. What began as a fierce competition between two of Formula One's greatest drivers ultimately evolved into a deep mutual respect and understanding. Prost's reflections on Senna highlight how, despite the intensity of their rivalry, the two men were able to find common ground and even friendship in the end. As we remember Ayrton Senna 30 years on, it is this legacy of respect and camaraderie that endures.